All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman Crossword, set by Everyman. Let's see, a serving of ice cream and a lot of champagne. Well, a serving of ice cream would be a scoop, a scoop. A lot of champagne. I know there are different names for the different size bottles. Oh, Magnum is one, a magnum of champagne. And oh, I do love a chalk ice. And I think Magnum came on the scene many years ago and established themselves probably as the number one chalk ice. Let's try one down. Hams and corn prepared. So I'm thinking an anagram of hams, corn for emperors. Monarchs, are they? I suppose emperors are an example of a monarch. Took a quick look and bounced off, so a double definition there, glanced. And then let's try this one. Only 5/7 vague. That's relative. So a name for a relative beginning with you, uncle, and unclear is the vague, and we just take 5/7 of that word. Pest is banished in shade. Oh, I'm thinking of nuance, maybe. It could be a shade. But where it is, let me put it in and just see if I can see where pest is banished. No, I don't quite see it. I'm also wondering if it could be NO. Yeah, I mean, ants sounds like ants, but I don't think ants are really considered a pest. Pest is, but could it be no something? No, within shade. I'm not sure about this. Let's leave it for now. Exotic, millionaire, share, cherished to some extent. Oh, well, suddenly things have slowed down a bit. Exotic sounds like an anagram indicator. Um, but only 9 letters, so it's not an anagram of millionaire. And share and cherished with that double CHER. Share, cherished to some extent. Ah, I'm wondering something rich, something to some extent. Is that the definition? No, don't see it. Let's try yanked hair back rudely. This should stop. Well, here we need 14 letters, and yanked hair back is 14, so I think it is an anagram of that. This should stop. And begins with H. HAD, HID. Is it something that should stop, or we believe should stop, or is it something that will stop? I'm thinking like Handbrake. Oh, I was going to say handbrake, but no, it's H something D. Ah, but maybe something break. This should stop. Then we would have the Y somewhere in the first word. Not seeing it. Let's try and get some more letters. Let's go back to 4 across. No longer popular. Helped in the kitchen. Ah, yes. So a singer who's no longer popular might be described as washed up. And if you helped in the kitchen, maybe by doing the washing up. Extra line for one of central characters in Amelie. I did love Amelie. Extra line for one of central characters. Well, I think the central characters in Amelie are E and L. Unless it's also MELI. Extra line. Or maybe it's extra is the definition. I know there is a garden gnome in Amelie. Is that a central character? I don't think so. No, I think it has to be talking about the letters. So maybe extra is the definition, and then line for one of. Oh, could it be a railway line, a tube line, or a metro line? Don't know. Cattle in this place crosses. Aha, so in this place is here, and if you cross a river, you ford it, and Herefords are cattle. Study old money in European kingdom. Well, study is often a den, an old currency mark. I don't know if anyone still uses the mark, or well, certainly Germany, of course, uses the euro, but I wonder if there's any other marks in circulation. Anyway, Denmark, I think, is that European kingdom. Picture someone using Twitter. Picture maybe, and then someone using Twitter. Oh, could be a poster, and a poster would be some one type of a picture, I suppose, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, 10 does look like it could be a plural answer. Courses of dried fruit announced. Yes, so currant is a dried fruit with an A, but if it's pronounced, it could also sound like currants. Courses. Now, extra, adult, something. No, I'm not seeing it. Warning signal with skill sounded. I think a warning signal is a flare. It's another homophone. It sounds like FLAIR. You have a real flair for something. Aha, so this now is looking like a break. Let me put that in and try the anagram helper and see what letters are left over. Oops, I need an E. Oh, hold on. Yanked. Oh, see, my mind can only think of one thing at a time. There we go. Yanked hair back. Shuffle that. Not seeing it. No, still not seeing it. Something break. Oh, well, hydraulic brake. But then, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think it must be a hydraulic brake, but where are those letters coming from? Oh, yeah, yanked. We have, oh no, we don't have yanked because we don't have an N. Am I wrong? But hydraulic makes sense. I'm very confused by that one. Let me pause and just think about it a little bit. Maybe write it on some paper. Oh yeah, well, of course, once I did that, and I'm sure you all spotted, it's hair back rudely that's being anagrammed because that also has the Y and doesn't have the N. So yanked is the anagram indicator. Oh my goodness. All right, well, at least that confirms that is right. Does anything come to mind for extra line? No. And how about my exotic millionaire share? To some extent. Nope. All right, let's carry on. Because the greatest pleasure is wine, in quotes, is that a well-known phrase? Dear me. I wonder if it could be maybe a Latin phrase that's something vino in vino veritas, because the greatest pleasure is wine. But then dear me would be an expression like goodness gracious, or no, gonna need more for that. Some shout down to overcome. Aha, so there's a hidden clue. Part of shout down is outdo. And then does 22 with the ellipses, does it really follow on from 21? Rioting, perhaps without consideration. Outdo, could it be out of something? Rioting, perhaps. No. Anti-royalist, not about to be one serving. Anti-royalist. That's not Republican. Not about to be one serving. Not about could be TON. And to be one serving, which of course could be a serving of food, or it could be someone in the military, or one of the other forces, emergency services. Yeah, maybe something ton. But I can't think of a one serving ending in ton. Prison officer, to make another sketch after reflection. Oh, I think this is a warder, which I suppose is the obvious word for a prison officer, and it is redraw backwards, so to make another sketch after you reflect it. Let's finish with the acrosses Everyman, who of course sets the crosswords. It'll be I or me. Wanting reverse gear. Turns over fancy car. Everyman. Yeah, of course, Everyman has 8 letters. Wanting reverse, maybe without the R, and then gear. Turns over or is anagrammed and makes a fancy car. Not sure what that would be. Star, pugilists, memento. Could it be an actual star? But then where's pugilists, memento? Maybe it's a triple definition. I don't think so. All right, let's go back to the downs. Work together, masking nasty smell, in part of shirt that's put away. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to mean put away, which can have a lot of different meanings. And so then maybe it's a word for work together, which masks or surrounds a nasty smell in part of a shirt. That's a lot of words inside other words, 3 levels. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Part of shirt that's put away, of course, could be the tails of the shirt would be tucked away. Yeah, going to need more for that. Ancient, passionately heated. As soon as I see a long clue like this, and then I look down to the bottom to see primarily, it's going to be the first letters of all of these words that makes Aphrodite, ancient, passionately heated, romantically omnipotent deity inducing tremendous eroticism. All right, thank you for that easy one. So now, dear me. Yeah, I am still thinking it could be Latin. Well, it could be a word like hideous, I suppose, but I don't think it is, or heinous. But the greatest, what is the Latin for pleasure? I do not know. One offering, to be more gentle. So this certainly sounds like it's going to be an ER word, to be more gentle. But then it also could mean one offering. What would that be? More gentle. No, not seeing it. In absence of judge, objector banged up for 31 days. Well, I wonder if it is a month, and specifically I'm thinking of October. Yeah, so it's the word objector without the J for judge, and that gets banged up or anagrammed. Ooh, so this is now something B. Not about to be one. No, I still don't see that. A boy with gin regularly seen. Gin regularly is going to be DIN or JN. Well, DIN seems much more likely, and in fact, it would finish up the word, and so then maybe a boy's name. Oh, no, it's actually an and lit because the definition is a boy who is seen with a jinn or a genie. So a lad, and then din. All right. Ornamentation, ceremony, and ponderous pronouncement. Ooh. I was thinking of gewgaw for ornamentation. Ceremony, I presume it's one of these is the definition, and then you get three-letter words for the other two. Well, ceremony is likely to be one of those short words, maybe not 3 and 3, maybe 2 and 4, but hard to. Oh, of course, 2 could be a 2-letter abbreviation for a medal, and then a ceremony, which could be a rite, and then the whole thing is a ponderous pronouncement. But I don't know one that would be hyphenated. I'm thinking more likely a ceremony followed by something for a ponderous pronouncement, and it makes ornamentation. No, but I don't see it. How about vulgar moment? Must be a double definition. Vulgar, I think, can have another meaning, doesn't it? Well, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'm mixing it up with the Vulgate. Vulgar moment. I'm going to keep saying it until something comes to me. I can only think of crude for vulgar. Cheap. And then moment. No, need something more for that. Star. Can I think of a star that ends in N something R? Pugilists, boxer. Oh, could be a yes, a black eye, which would be a shiner. And I think you could jokingly say, because a star shines, it is a shiner. That does make sense. Now, vulgar, moment, trash. No, I don't think so. No, not seeing it. All right, have I looked at everything? I believe I have. Let's see if anything we got in the downs is going to help. Let's try this one again. Oh, it's not going to be a vino. Let me pause and sip not my wine, but my water and think about that. Okay, I think I have it. I was thinking about what the three-letter word to start this phrase would be. I was thinking of you, but it didn't seem right that it would be a word ending in an S unless it was double S. You harness something. But then I thought about for, and then I thought about something sake, and for heaven's sake. Because the greatest pleasure is wine. I can see, dear me, you would say, for heaven's sake. For heaven's, unless it's heaven's sake, I don't think it is. Is it? Is it a well-known line of poetry or something? I don't get it, but I do think that is probably right. So now seeing that E there somehow got me one offering to be more gentle, tenderer, so someone who's tendering, offering, and more tender. All right, so this one now, rioting perhaps without consideration, out of hand, isn't that a phrase with out of hand? I think. Writing, perhaps. I don't see wordplay. I am thinking this one now. Yes, so vulgar could be flash. He's very flash. And it happened in a flash. So let me just look up out of hand and remind myself what that means. Yes, so out of hand does mean without thought or consideration. And of course, if things get out of hand, I suppose there might be a riot. I predict a riot. So now our work together, collaborate, of course, is to work together. Collaborate. Now, let's see. Nasty smell. In part of shirt. Collaborate. Well, I was thinking of collar. Oh, yeah, it is COLLA. Then, BO, of course, is the nasty smell. And then the end of collar. And I suppose if you put away your dinner, you ate it. All right. Can I get shares? Exotic, millionaire, share, cherish to some extent. There is that word for, I wouldn't have thought exotic, but recherche. So, it's actually just a hidden clue. Look at that, recherche. Okay. Good to get that one. So the top left is done, almost all the top right, except for, so it isn't adult. Extra line for one of central characters. Yes. So one of those letters in the middle of Amelie has over the E an acute accent. It is an extra line. So it's just a cryptic definition, really. I don't think there's any wordplay or anything else in there. So just the bottom left to go. Let's try 20 down. Ornamentation. Oh, I am thinking of bow or bow. And then ceremony, bow, ponderous pronounce. So then ceremony, I think, would be the next part. And the whole thing means a ponderous pronouncement. I can just think of bow wow, but not really sure that's what a dog says. Ponderous ceremony. No, let's try our 24. Ah, so I did say, oh, it's not Republican because that's too long. But about can be re, so Republican without re is a publican, and that is one serving. Ooh, so now the second part begins with a P, so maybe it's not bow or bow. All right, let's try everyman wanting reverse gear, turns over fancy car. Oh, wanting reverse gear. Well, everyman is the setter, so maybe he's Sette. But then turns over fancy car. No, it's just these two. Let me pause and think about this one. I think this one I'm more likely to get. Okay, I think it's actually a pom-pom, which would be ornamentation. Ceremony is pomp, so it is a 4 and 2. And then ponderous pronouncement leaves om, which I had in redactyl the other day. And so I think it's a punning definition as a mantra for meditation when you might be pondering. Well, actually, you're supposed to, I think, clear your mind. I've never been able to do that. But I think that's how that works. So that, oh, well, then a fancy car would be a Mercedes. Let's see. Wanting reverse gear. So it's me is everyman. Then reverse gear, R. And then if you turn over, you might cede, give way. All right, we don't have the check this button, of course, because it's the weekly Everyman. Fairly confident in those, maybe one or two. But anyway, if I spot something wrong, I'll put it in the comments. If you see something wrong, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.